We're going to take a look at the law of sines when you're given an angle, a side, and a side. Now remember the order of that matters. What happens when you have angle, side, side is that you potentially end up where you could have no triangles, one triangles, or two triangles. So if you look here, we have that this side is too short, so this would be our given angle. This would be our side, and our other side that's given. Okay, so you could have where your side length is too short across from the given angle, or you could have where it creates just one triangle, where this one is your angle and your side that you're given. Or you could have where this is your angle that's given, this is your side, that's your side, and you could end up with two triangles. So you could end up with this triangle here, or you could end up with this triangle here. So we want to be able to find out which situation it is when we're given that information. So before we take a look at those, I want to make sure that you remember some things from geometry. So if we have a triangle, it looks like this, and this angle is 34, and this angle is 59.8. I want us to find the rest of the missing angles, and we know these two are the same. Okay. Well, if we know that those two sides are the same, that makes it so it's an isosceles triangle, which means that the angles across from those congruent sides are also congruent. So this is 59.8. Well, if we know that this is 59.8, we know that this angle right here and this angle right here create a linear pair. So that means that I can add these two together to get to 180. So let's call this x. So we would do x plus 59.8 equals 180. So we're just going to take the 59.8 away from 180, and that gives us 120.2. So our x is 120.2. So this is 120.2. Okay. Well, if we want to find this angle here, let's call that y. To find y, we would just need to do 180 minus the 34 minus the 120.2. So if we do that, we have 180 minus 120.2 minus 34 gives us 25.8. So this angle here is 25.8. Well, we also have this angle that we can find. Let's call this M. So notice in the yellow part of the triangle that we have the 59.8 and the 59.8, so we can do M is 180 minus 2 times 59.8, or minus 59.8 minus 59.8. Either one is fine. So then that just gives us that M is 60.4, which means that I can find this full angle here. This angle here. So I could just add the y and the m together. I could also get the y and the m together using this full big triangle. So we could do 180 minus the 34 minus the 59.8, and that would give us the measurement of the y plus the m. Let's call it z. So then we do 180 minus 34 minus the 59.8, which gives us the z, which is 86.2. Or if we had done y plus m, that also gives us the z. So if we do the y is 25.8 plus the m, which is 60.4. So you can just verify that if we add those two things together, that we end up at the same 86.2 amount. Right? So that's something that we're going to be using in a few minutes to get our triangles. Okay? So again, we can